Good morning, children. Welcome to today's EVS class. Today we are going to start the 12th chapter, Changing Times. Today's subtopic is Partition of India. The expected learning outcomes of today's class are to develop observation and reporting skills, understanding of the fact that change is a part of life, to know about changes that occurred in India after independence, to develop critical thinking and generate new ideas. The competency covered here is observation and reporting. Before starting today's class, let us read a small quote about changes. Changes, a fact, a truth. Change is inevitable. This is a part of life, a constant part, a beautiful part. Accept the changes and grow. Children, observe the map of India. This is the latest map of the year 2020. Children, do you think that India's map has always been like this? Let us find out. All of us know that the British ruled over India for about 200 years from 1858 to 1947. Now, look at this map. This is India's map before 1947, at the time of British rule. Observe this map carefully. Compare it with today's map. Can you see the difference? After a long struggle by our great leaders, India got independence on 15th August 1947. But at the time of independence, these two red-marked parts, West Pakistan and East Pakistan, were separated from India. This is called partition. Later, in 1971, again East Pakistan was separated from West Pakistan and two new countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh, were formed. Here, this map is showing the three countries, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. Now look at this picture. What do you observe? Yes, the people are moving to some other place in the train. So much crowd is there. Actually, this is the picture during the partition. Look here, the people had to face so many changes during the partition. People had to leave their homes and go to other place. What problems and changes might have the people faced during the partition? Think over it. People had to face lot of problems and changes during the partition. They had to leave their homes and move to other places. They lost their home, land, money and other properties. Many people even lost their lives. So children, today you have learned that the British ruled over India for about 200 years from 1858 to 1947. India got independence on 15th August 1947. On 15th August 1947, West Pakistan and East Pakistan were partitioned from India. On 15th August 1947, West Pakistan and East Pakistan were partitioned from India. Again, in 1971, East Pakistan was separated from West Pakistan and Bangladesh was formed. People had to face lot of problems and changes during the partition. They had to leave their homes and move to other places. They lost their home, land, money and other properties. Many people even lost their lives. So children, today you write down the answers in the notebook. The British ruled over India for about dash years. India got independence on dash. West Pakistan and East Pakistan were partitioned from India on dash. Bangladesh was formed in the year dash. Question number 2. What changes and problems were faced by the people during the partition of India? Children, note down these answers in your notebook and learn the answers with their spellings. That's all in today's class. Thank you. Good morning, children. It's time for today's EVS class. We are doing the 12th chapter, Changing Times. Today's subtopic is House Building Materials. The expected learning outcomes of today's class are identification of different house building materials, classification of house building materials based upon their strength and durability, awareness of the gradual changes that occurred in India since independence, to develop critical thinking and generate new ideas. The competency covered here is identification and classification. Before starting today's class, let us revise what you have learnt in the previous class. In the previous class, you have learnt about Partition of India. At the time of partition, many people from India left their homes and moved to Pakistan, and many people from Pakistan also moved to India. In the beginning, the people had to stay in temporary camps. Observe the picture here. What type of houses can you see? Yes, these are tent houses. What is a tent house? A tent house is actually a temporary shelter made for a very short period of time. What are tent houses made of? Tent houses are made of canvas cloth and ropes. Do you know what is a canvas cloth? Canvas cloths are thick and waterproof clothes. Can we stay in a tent house for a long time? No, tent houses are made for only short time. Later, when the people got their own lands, they started to make houses by using the easily available materials. Look here, the picture of a hut. A hut is a kacha house. All of us know that huts are made of straw, sticks, bamboo, wood, and mud, isn't it? Look at the picture here. Picture of sticks, straw, bamboo, and wood. Here are pictures of neem tree and kikar tree. In the roofs of kacha houses, sticks of neem and kikar trees are put to protect them from the termites. Look here, picture of mud and cow dung. Do you know cow dung is mixed with mud to make floors and walls of kacha houses because cow dung helps to keep the insects away. Here is a picture showing a woman coating the walls with mud. Are kacha houses very strong and durable? Actually, kacha houses need to be repaired every 2 to 3 years to protect from rain and storm. Children, today you have learned that a tent house is a temporary shelter made of canvas cloth and ropes. A hut is a kacha house. Kacha houses are made of sticks, straw, bamboo, wood and mud. In the roofs of kacha houses, sticks of neem and kikar trees are put to protect from the termites. Cow dung is mixed with mud to make floors and walls of kacha houses because cow dung helps to keep the insects away. Kacha houses need to be repaired every 2 to 3 years to protect from rain and storm. So children, today write down the answers of these questions. Number 1. Name a temporary shelter. Number 2. What are tent houses made of? Number 3. What are kacha houses made of? Question number 4. What is mixed with mud to make floors and walls of kacha houses? Why? Question number 5. Draw a tent house and a hut. Children, write down the answers of these questions in your notebook and learn the answers with their spellings. That's all in today's class. Thank you. Good morning, children. It's time for today's EVS class. We are doing the 12th chapter, Changing Times. Today's subtopic is House Building Materials. It is a continuation of our previous class. The expected learning outcomes of today's class are identification of different house building materials, classification of house building materials based upon their strength and durability, awareness of the gradual changes that occurred in India since independence, to develop critical thinking and generate new ideas. The competency covered here is identification and classification. In our previous class, you have learned that tent houses are temporary shelters made of canvas and ropes. Hut is a kacha house made of sticks, wood, bamboo, straw and mud. Kacha houses need to be repaired every 2 to 3 years to protect from rain and storm. Walls and floors of huts need to be coated with mud and cow dung every week. So, old Indian villages mostly had kacha houses. Time passed. There were a lot of changes in the house building materials. Look here, the picture of unbaked bricks. Unbaked bricks are also known as mud bricks. Unbaked bricks are dried in the sun only. They are not put in fire. Here are pictures of iron rods and cement. People started to make their houses with unbaked bricks, iron rods and cements. These are the pakka houses of old villages. The walls of the unbaked brick houses were coated with whitewash or chuna. Are these houses stronger than huts? Yes, of course, because they are made with harder and stronger materials. How was cooking done in old villages? Look here, the picture of mud chula. In the mud chula, firewood is burned. People used to sit on the floor and cook. Look here, people are sitting on mats and eating together. Do you feel good to eat together with your family? Yes, this is our great Indian tradition where we eat together with our family members. What type of toilets were there in old villages? Look here, the picture of an open field. In old villages, people used to go to open field for toilet. Is it right to use open fields as toilets? No, because it can cause spread of various diseases. A few houses also had toilets made of unbaked bricks behind their houses. So children, today you have learned that unbaked bricks or mud bricks are made by drying the bricks under the sun. They are not put in fire. Pakka houses of old Indian villages were made of unbaked bricks, iron rods and cement. In old Indian villages, cooking was done in mud chulas where firewood was burned. In old villages, people used to go to open fields for toilet. Only few houses had toilets made of unbaked bricks behind the house. It is not right to go to open fields for toilet because it may cause spread of various diseases. So children, today write down the answers of these questions. Name the materials used to make pakka houses of old Indian villages. How was cooking done in old Indian villages? What type of toilets were there in old Indian villages? Is it right to use open fields as toilet? Children, write down the answers of these questions in your notebook and learn the answers with their spellings. That's all in today's class. Thank you. Good morning, children. It's time for today's EVS class. We are doing the 12th chapter, Changing Times. Today's subtopic is House Building Materials. It is a continuation of our previous two classes. The expected learning outcomes of today's class are identification of different house building materials, classification of house building materials based upon their strength and durability, awareness of the gradual changes that occurred in India since independence, to develop critical thinking and generate new ideas. The competency covered here is identification and classification. In our previous class, you have learned that pakka houses made of unbaked bricks, iron rods, and cement were popular in the old Indian villages. People used to cook food in mud chullas where firewood was burnt. People used to sit on mats to eat. People used to go to open fields for toilet. Only few houses had toilets made of unbaked bricks, but they were behind the house. Time passed. Again, there were lot of changes in the house building materials and type of houses. Children, can you identify this picture? Yes, you have seen this picture in your maths classes in the chapter Building with Bricks. Yes, this is a picture of a Ita Bhatti or brick kiln. Bricks are first sun-dried and then baked in the fire in the brick kiln. Look here, a house made with baked bricks. So, the building materials of modern pakka houses are baked bricks, cement, sand, stones, and iron rods. How are roofs of modern pakka houses made? Yes, roofs are made of either tin sheets, roof tiles, or concrete roof slabs. Floors of the modern pakka houses are made with fancy tiles and marbles. People cook in gas stoves and they sit on the dining table to eat. What type of toilets can you see in today's houses? Yes, today's houses have toilets made inside the house only. And there are big pipes to send the waste materials from the toilet to the septic tanks. Septic tanks are tanks to collect the waste from the toilets. They are made outside the house. In the cities, you can see big and multi-storied buildings. The interiors of the buildings are so beautifully designed. Even the toilets are made of beautiful tiles and marbles. So children, Can you feel the changes that have occurred in the house building materials and the type of houses? Yes, so many changes have occurred in the house building materials and the type of houses over these years. Children, observe this picture. Look at the beam here. It is known as the lintel. A lintel is a beam placed above the doors and windows in the buildings to support the load from the structure above. Why are so many multi-storied buildings constructed in the cities? Think for a while. Yes, nowadays the population of the cities are increasing day by day. People are moving from the villages to the cities for education, for job, and for many other reasons. Due to lack of space and increase of population, multi-storied buildings are constructed in the cities. So children, today you have learned that building materials of Pakka houses are baked bricks, sand, cement, iron rods and stones. Roofs of modern Pakka houses are made of tin sheets, roof tiles or concrete roof slabs. In modern Pakka houses, toilets are inside the house. Big pipes are attached to the toilets to send the waste to the septic tank. Floors of modern Pakka houses are made of fancy tiles and marbles. Multi-storied buildings are constructed in the cities due to lack of space and increasing population. A lintel is a beam placed over the doors and windows in the buildings to support the load from the structure above. So children, today you write down the answers of these questions. Number 1. Name the materials used to make modern Pakka houses. Question number 2. How is cooking done in modern Pakka houses? Question number 3. What type of toilets are made in modern Pakka houses? Question number 4. Why are so many multi-storied buildings constructed in the cities? Question number 5. What is a lintel? Children, write down the answers of these questions in your notebook and learn the answers with their spellings. That's all in today's class. Thank you. Good morning, children. It's time for today's EVS class. We are doing the 12th chapter, Changing Times. Today's subtopic is Workers and Tools. The expected learning outcomes of today's class are identification of different workers and the tools used by them, awareness of how houses are constructed, to develop critical thinking and generate new ideas. The competency covered here is identification and classification. In our previous classes, you have learned what are the changes that have come in the house building materials and the type of houses. In today's class, you will learn about the workers or people who help us to construct our house. Children, observe this picture. What are the people doing? Actually, before construction of a house, the land is to be prepared or leveled for house building. Look here, the laborers are digging the land and preparing the land for house building. After that, the materials required for house building like bricks, cement, sand, etc. are brought to the construction site by trucks or vans. Look here, a truck loaded with bricks. Here is a truck carrying stones. This is a picture of a truck carrying cement bags. Now look at this picture. What can you see? This is a picture of a cement mixture. Here The mixture of cement, sand and stones are prepared for house construction. Look here, the laborers are carrying the cement mixture to the construction site. Now, look at the picture. Who is he? Yes, he is a mason. A mason is a person who builds houses with brick, cement and sand. Look at the picture of the tools used by the mason. These are known as mason trowels. They come in various shapes. Look here, this is a plastering trowel. It is rectangular in shape. A mason also uses brick hammers to break the bricks to the desired size. Now, look at the picture. Who is he? Yes, he is a carpenter. A carpenter is a person who makes wooden materials like doors, windows and furniture. Here are the tools used by a carpenter. The carpenter uses handsaw, claw hammer, measuring tape, chisels, screwdrivers, screws, nails, nut bolts, etc. Look here. This is the picture of a plumber. Who is a plumber? A plumber is a person who fits and repairs pipes and taps in our houses. A plumber also uses various tools. Some of the common tools used by a plumber are pipe cutter, wrench and spanner. Observe the pictures carefully. Look here. Who is he? Yes, he is an electrician. An electrician is a person who fits electric wires and appliances in our houses. The common tools used by an electrician are multimeter, voltage tester and pilers. After the house is completed, a painter paints the walls of the houses. A painter also uses different tools. The most common tools used by a painter are paint brushes and paint rollers. Now children, think for a while. Are all the workers who build a house paid equally? Try to find out what are the wages of different workers who are involved in house building. You talk to your parents and find out how much they are paid. So children, today you have learnt about the different people or workers who help us to construct our house. Mason, carpenter, plumber, electrician and painter. So, children, today we have come to an end of chapter 12. Today you try to answer this question. Fill in the columns of the table given below. You have to write the work done and tools used by a mason, carpenter, plumber, electrician and painter. Answer the question and write down the answers in your notebook and learn the answers with the spellings. That's all in today's class. Thank you.